Good morning, everyone. I frequently get questions from people about why their hydrangeas didn't bloom. There are a whole lot of reasons for that, but I want to talk about what I see to be the most common. A lot of times at the end of the season, people cut their hydrangeas all the way down. Some hydrangeas bloom on old wood, some bloom on new wood, but more and more they are hybridizing them to bloom on both, and that's what gives them a continuous bloom time. So all of my endless summers back here, that's why they are so endless, because they're blooming on both old and new wood. The downside of that is that yes, during the winter months, you will have these sticky pieces jutting out. This is a particularly good year to show you what I do with those, because we have a whole lot of old dead growth on here because last year we had such a state of drought. And hydrangeas, if you think about their name, hydra, they really like to be moist. So there's a whole lot to remove. Notice that I have waited until they're leaved out. In fact, some of them are actually already blooming. And this for me is a great time to start to remove those sticks, because I can tell much easier which ones are actually dead, and which ones are going to produce blooms. So I want to go through, and sure, you could use pruners and you could be very careful about it, but I never have, and I've never had an issue. I actually just go through and snap them off. It's quick and it's easy, and it will still produce great blooms on your hydrangeas. If it looks dead but still has foliage on it, it's still a viable stem, so don't break that. Another thing to keep in mind is that there might be some that you can't necessarily see leaves on it just yet, but if it bends instead of snapping, then that is also a viable stem. So I'm going to keep that on there. I'm not going to get rid of it, but this is another reason why I don't like to just prune them, because if they don't snap, if you don't feel the snap, you won't know if they're actually dead or not. So there are plenty of stems here that are still on their way back. So if I don't like the look of it, then I can just then come in with the pruners and just cut down the top. But these are still perfectly usable. You want to listen for the snap. If they snap off like that, they're dead. If they just bend, leave them on there. Give them a chance. You'll notice that when I'm reaching in, I'm not going all the way to the base of the plant. Those additional sticks at the bottom, as long as they're hidden, I don't mind them being there. In fact, I feel like they help to support the plant, just in case it gets a little bit leggy and wants to flop over. The additional sticks inside of it will help hold it up. These materials, certainly you can compost them. If you have a spot in your yard that you keep sticks, this is a great home for ladybugs and all kinds of insects, so they're not a bad thing to hang on to. And in just a matter of minutes, they look all refreshed and they're ready to go for the season. Happy gardening. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone.